Yes, hello and a warm welcome to my channel Bastelkista. Glad you're watching again. Yes, today I'd like to replace this old display here on this Mercedes GLC and replace it with a modern new one. To do that, of course, the old one here has to come out first. Now, to remove the display, you have to take out this speaker cover here. It's clipped in here. I'll show you. Here, there are just these clips on it. So the best way is to go in here. I did it with a tool like this. Go into the corner and lift up one corner. Then the next corner, then you go to the middle section and so on and slowly work your way forward. And yeah, then you slowly lift it out like this. Now the screws for the display are down in here and I'm going to loosen them now. By the way, I'll of course link this new display unit in the video description, as well as the tool you'll need to unscrew the display, and the center console too. Check the video description, I've linked the stuff there. And this goes in here now. And there are two screws right here in this area. And you just have to loosen those. So once you've unscrewed them, then you can take out the display. And the screws, they actually stay in there. They're basically like a clamp, so you just have to unscrew them. And on the new display, they're in there the same way. And you don't have to fiddle around trying to get them in later. You just have to carefully put it back in, then you can screw it tightly again, put the speaker back together, and you're all done. Make sure everything is properly in place before finishing up. Okay, now I'm going to disconnect the cables here and then I'll have the display removed. Okay, so in order to release these connectors, what I have to do is push this small clip, which is located right here, upwards, and then I need to do exactly the same thing over here on this side as well. Okay, let me show you from a different angle. Maybe you can see it a bit better then. So this clip here has to go up. And this particular clip right here has to go up. And then I can carefully pull my connectors out here. At least that's the plan. I'll just put the phone aside. Okay, and then I carefully push them up, making sure everything is in place. And then I can take the whole thing out right here. And there you go. Everything is now completely removed, just as expected. The display is removed. This is what it looks like then. And now I can install the new display. Okay, next we have to remove the center console. I've already removed it in this section because I edited the videos differently, but of course I'll now show you exactly how you have to do it. Now, to remove the center console, you first have to remove this part here, of course. Get a guitar pick like this. Try under here like this, and then pull with your finger in this direction and then slightly upwards, and eventually it will come out of its anchoring. Of course, you do the same thing on the other side. Okay, and then we continue. The lid up here, of course, must always be open. And then we have another edge down here. You go in there with the guitar pick as well and always press this button here and move everything, and then there's a gap down here. Then wiggle it a bit and eventually the thing will be out, and then the whole thing looks like this. Okay, in the next step, I'm going to loosen these Torx screws here. Then we can remove the entire center console later to install the cable and everything for the new display. Now next, carefully and gently loosen the Torx screws right here. Come on, come off. Then I can continue filming faster. So now that the screws have been loosened, you have to, the center console here, there we go. Okay, then lift it up. Lift it up and pull a little in this direction, and then we have the part out. Okay, now just put the center console aside. Cables that are too short, that get in your way, of course you can unclip them, then you can also work nicely. Yes, to pair the new infotainment display with the car so that everything works, we have to do a few things, of course, but actually not much. Instead, we'll loosen these two screws here. then we can carefully pull out the computing unit here, which in this case is the radio. And then we can also get to our cables back here, which are very important. First of all, we'll remove this connector here. And then we have here the connector for the new infotainment system. And you can see this one, so this connector here, it goes on here. And this part, the new one, now goes back into the unit here, into the computing unit, radio and computing unit. Okay, I'll do that now. So I'm connecting it now. This goes on here like this. Click. And the whole thing goes, you know, this whole thing here goes like this into the unit. So lever down, everything's secure. That's it. So, and now, of course, we have a lot of cables here. We still have a lot of cables here. And this is, as you can see, for the rear camera and so on, things like that, that then go into your, yes, they arrive in the box, near the box. You just plug everything in differently. I don't have that. I don't have a rear view camera, so I can't show it to you. But everything here is simply labeled now, yes, what is what. And it's just plugged in. I just have to fiddle this whole thing through here now. And then it comes out here at the back. This part here is connected to the other cable. There's a second cable included. But first of all, I have to get this through here from the back. And I proceeded as follows. I fed the cable through the side here so that I come out at the top. And now I can take the rest from here again. Wonderfully. Here in this direction. Come on. I had it a moment ago. I took it out again so I can film it because I need to know the way. So in this direction, and then we come out here at the back. You can see it there. Yes, you can see it wiggling there. I'll grab that now, and then I'll have the cable up here where I want it. Well, now I've arrived here. Wonderful. Now I still have the second cable that I have here. I still have it here because the two USB 1 and USB 2 are on there and the power supply for it. And this cable here goes on the plug here from the cable, this one here, and the other one remains empty. So it just stays, it's just put back in the back again. Yes, these are the things I still have to lay, and that will be here later. USB 1 and USB 2, which are both standard USB ports, are located in the back of the device here. And then you can charge your phone or whatever else you want to charge. Okay, I'll do that now, and I'll carefully route the cable just like I did before, guiding it gently down through here, out through this section here, and then back up again, following the same path as before to make sure everything is set up properly and neatly. In itself, it's not that much work. Once you've done it, it's actually super quick. Okay, now I just have to connect this one blue cable here with my plug, the one that's not so wide. That's it in my case. I don't have to do anything else. Well, now you can see the wide slot and the narrow slot. I just have to plug the cables I've routed through into the right places. And then I can finish installing my display here. This is what it looks like now with the plugs connected. Now I just have to push the cables back a bit into the shaft so I have room to slide the display in. And then the display is just screwed into place. Yes, the screws, I mistakenly said earlier that they were included with the new display. No, they weren't. So I have to use the old screws from the old display, but that's actually not a problem at all. Well, now that I've installed the display, yes, I'll screw it in tight in a moment. Yes, it's working so far. It's turning on. There are a few things here, for example, when I look at the original, yes, things, it's not quite working yet. That's simply because I have to plug in all the connectors for the center console again, otherwise it won't work. That's why you shouldn't screw the display in tight just yet. I would first just fold the center console back over here, plug in all the connectors, and then test if everything is working. I'll do that now, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, the standard car software is on here too, of course, and I can switch simply via either CarPlay, Android Auto, or whatever else I might want. It's all on here. I have touch, and in this case, I want to have Android Auto. So everything is working perfectly. Very good, display installed. I'd say if I hadn't had to film it, I could have done it in half an hour to 45 minutes without any issues. And I think if you want to do something like this, you can manage it too. As I said, I've linked the display in the video description. You can also check there for other vehicles. And yes, I would of course be very happy to get a like or a subscription. If you have any more questions, write them in the comments. And with that, I'd say take care until my next video. Bye.